So basically, I'm excited to talk about something I like talking about, which is hope. And my idea to say is that hope is not lost. And if you feel like losing it, I know sometimes it feels like the world is falling apart, and you just don't have anything to look out to. But I want to encourage you that hope is all not lost. There is still hope. You just need to put the focus together. Now, so when you talk about it sounds very easy when people talk about things, and it sounds like it's easy just to say, oh, keep hope alive. But trust you me, it's not easy. And I've had many people say, oh, you like talking about it because you made it, or you got it all together. Now, I got news for you. I didn't. It just did not happen. I didn't wake up and find myself, all with it all together. I may be looking neat and admirable, like several times I've had people say that, but there is a lot that has gone through me and in me, or have gone through to make what you see and probably what you like. And I would like to reference this conversation or this discussion or this, video to one man in the Bible who I love talking about a lot. His name is Job. And it's easy to reference from that book. And I've seen that this man not only survived because he hoped in God, but because he knew that there was no way out. When he realized that he had nowhere else to go to or who to look out to, he had to put his hope together, and he has to put his life and focus to God. And as may be known to a lot of those who have time to study this book, Job and his bite of frustration when the storm came was really enormous. And funny enough, and this makes it very interesting, is to imagine that God knew that Job was not going to falter. He knew he was not going to fall, but he still allowed it to happen. And he let him go through it. And it's interesting that God can give such a testimony for somebody. And when I have had this kind of dark moments, I'll tell you something. I normally feel lonely, really, and I feel hollowness and very sad at times, and more often when the storms come. And there are times in the past and even in the recent when I even don't want to talk to him about the depth of the pain, and I actually get afraid, and that probably how I would like to express myself may not be admissible to him. And I've wondered a lot of how it may sound to God if I spoke to him in the depth of my desperation. Job did not talk to God about his feelings. He did express his bitterness respectively, though. He never cursed him. He engaged him. He engaged God. And I believe this explains that we are thus allowed to be disappointed and to vent in tears when we feel the pains and the storm. Sometimes we don't feel like we want to go through. We just don't want to react. We just want to behave like we are these strong people and don't feel the pain and the struggle, And it's amazing because Job, having even God knowing that he had that strength, still had to vent. He asked God very difficult questions. Of course, God had responses for him. In as much as we can express all these feelings to God, there's something that we cannot let go. And this is hope. Hope in God's mighty power. Job held on to faith. And this is what he used to when his wife came, when his wife came with all manner of accusations and expectations. He refused to bow. He allowed God to be exalted in the weaknesses that he was going through. And how much I wish that we can allow God to be exalted in the weaknesses that we go through. In our various journeys of life, there is some time we have life turned upside down. And there are days you seem to wonder what is the worth of your life. There are days when you may imagine the death for all you ever cared for, including all the burdens you carry. If it's people, if it's children, if it's your wife, if it's anything, you just wish you were dead so that you don't have to carry all those pains. And you don't have the strength to fight through the storm. The irony of the storm is that as much as we go through, the irony of it is that we don't know when it will go. We don't know when it will end. We don't know how long it may last. We don't know if it will even recur after the first one is over. I mean, like I would say, like in Nairobi, this very recent past, we have had rains that are causing havoc in the city and even in other regions of this country, Kenya. And amazingly, the weatherman had his facts together about this matter, and we seemingly would have thought we should be ready. But apparently with the storms we go through in life, we are not ready. We don't know what is coming. And still, we have to be and to keep it together, even when we don't know what is coming. You know, earlier this year in this country, Kenya, we had very, very serious dry spells in this country. And water was scarce. Things were really going. And that was another storm, the storm of dryness. And when that was going on, people went on and prayed and asked God for salvation. And God did hear. And there was change. But see, another one has come, a storm of rain. And this was even expected because the weatherman could see. But what of that storm when you don't expect? You really cannot foretell what is going to happen with your life. So it's going to be hard. Sometimes you think you're making the right choices, but it still will come. In my life, I have had times when I have been faced with serious darkness. Of course, one may say it happened because maybe of my wrong choices, or another may say it's a punishment, or another may say it's the will of God, another may say whatever, another may be silent. But for me, that really doesn't matter, because I came out stronger. And let me tell you something, it was really hard. It was pretty difficult. To go through that was difficult. But I focused my strengths, my poverty, my weaknesses, my darkness to the giver of life. Because I knew it just had to happen. I had to survive. There was no way out. I'm in the war zone. I could not get out without getting my victory. There was no way out about it. In my life, I've witnessed serious challenges with people. I've seen women battered. I have seen siblings rivalry turn into serious issues. I've seen femicide cases. I've seen marriages breaking and they leave the hope of unmarried children being scattered. I've seen widows cast out in their matrimonial homes. I've seen children raped and killed, kidnappings, homosexualities in homes, causing homes to fall apart, and betrayals across the world and across all over. But amidst all that, I've also seen God rescue people from very difficult circumstances. Those very difficult situations that I mentioned, I've seen God rescue people. And this, I'm not trying to be push this into like a sermon, but more or less like an encouragement to anybody, whether saved or not, whether you're of this religion or the other. But I want to focus your attention to the maker of your life. He doesn't disappoint. I can strongly say that when this kind of darkness in our lives come, this cannot be resolved by placing our hope in the Creator, the maker of all, the supernatural. The supremacy of God has to be known. There's no two way about it. And I can ascertain to you again that there are moments when you will cry and seek and you'll not hear Him. He'll be silent. And yet still, you must keep hope alive. You will only hear silence. There will be no reprieve. You will have no relief. You will have more agony. You'll have more pain. But still, you must keep the hope of your life too your creator. No negotiations about it. I like you saying that a lot. It's not negotiable. Well, when me say then why keep hope if there's not gonna be answers? Ideally, that doesn't make sense. But I'll tell you something. Whoever created you has a reason for your life. He knows you. You need to trust him. It could be punishment. It could be the wrong choices. It could be a test. It could be anything that is causing you to go through the storm. But whatever it is, I want to assure you something, that your maker has a way out. You just need to look up. You just need to look up. When we don't see like he is there, like when he's not there as per expectation, then this is where our faith is tested. I am what I am with him, without him. I will be dead if I gave up on the one who created me. I will be. If he gives me breath, if the strength fades, if I am weak, on deathbed, when I am frustrated, when friends betray me, when marriages break, when widows are outcast, when children are thrown out, when you are orphaned, when you have nothing. You must keep your focus there, in your maker. We must hope. We must keep faith alive. Suddenly it's hard and it's very frustrating to say the least. But we must not give up hope at all costs. It doesn't matter how it feels right now. It doesn't matter how difficult it feels right now. It doesn't matter what people are telling you right now. But I gotta tell you something. You gotta keep hope alive. There's no two about it. Keep hope alive and keep God as the epitome of the hope. And it shall be all well. Thank you. And keep subscribing. Thank you.